And can you prove that? See, but the sad part is, I guarantee you know about Grecian history and Roman history.
Right.
Well, we're going to teach you your true ancestry according to the Bible. See, this is what has been hidden from you for your whole life. It's not a coincidence that you know all these other people's history, but you don't know your own. Look on here. Do you see? This is what God calls you. Because nowhere in the Bible are you called American blacks or African Americans. Nowhere in the Bible are you called West Indians. These were names given us by a slave master. What is your nationality? Are you American black? All right, so basically you're from the tribe of Judah. See, this is how God recognizes you. God is not going to say, I'm calling all the Baptists, I'm calling all the Pentecostals, I'm calling the American blacks. That's not what he's going to say. God is going to call you by the name he gave you.
That's right.
So what we're out here to do is teach you, come here, you like you want to know too, learn your history according to the Bible. We're going to show you according to the Bible that your history is, you're an Israelite. Do you believe it? Well, I'm going to prove it. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1 first. We're going to show you who was talking to who and why he was talking to them. Okay? Do you know your heritage? Do you know who are you according to the... Where did you fall in? What was your dad? Black and what? All right. What was his dad? Black. Okay, so we're going to say you're American black. So you're from the tribe of Judah. I'm also show you somebody else who's from the tribe of Judah. So y'all are far more important than y'all think y'all are.
Right.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who was talking right here? Who was he talking to? All Israel. All Israel. So we're just trying to give you a background of who we're talking about, because you know people grab scriptures and they twist scriptures. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So we know who's talking to who. This is Moses talking to all Israel.
Right.
Are y'all familiar with the story of us coming out of Egypt? Moses going to the Pharaoh and telling the Pharaoh, let my people go. Y'all remember that? What were we in Egypt? We were slaves in Egypt. So y'all learning y'all heritage right now. There's no more learning about Grecians and all of this stuff that I taught us. Read 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All right, you notice we started at verse 15. Verse 1, he tells us if we did follow his commandments, all these blessings was going to fall upon us. And we was going to be kings and queens, as you said earlier. But it wasn't in Africa, it was in our land, in Israel. You remember the story of David? Have you ever heard of David? That's when we were kings and queens, and his son Solomon. We were kings over the world. Everybody answered to us. But read that again. This is what was going to happen if we didn't follow his commandments.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All right, he said all these curses were going to come upon the Israelites and overtake us. Let's go over some of these curses and tell me, can any other nation attest to these curses, or does this sound like your people's history? Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
All right, cursed shall thou be in the city. In every city you go in, from California to New York, when you go to the projects and the hoods, who are in there? I'm not saying it's not a white person in there, but as a nation, we are in the projects. In every city, who's filling up the prison systems? These are statistics everybody's familiar with. Y'all might want to learn this and show history too.
Right.
We are filling up the prison system. This is prophesied in the Bible. Cursed shall you be in the city. Read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
Who went through slavery in the field? Who made America rich off cotton? Who made these nations rich off sugar cane? Your people. Who built the White House? Who built all of these great monuments that we got over here right now?
Right.
We were cursed in the field. We had to do that slave labor for free. Read verse, give me verse 30.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Do this not sound familiar? I know y'all don't watch some of these slave movies that's going on. Well, we get a wife and our slave master can lie with her whenever he wants to. But that's my wife. Y'all been watching Birth of a Nation and all of these movies coming out? They're showing you what they did to us.
Right.
We had a wife and I couldn't tell my slave owner he can't touch my wife. You know what else we couldn't do? Give me verse 42.
Bring it up.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 42. Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
This is proof of what happened to your people. See, this ain't talking about one person going into slavery. This is talking about as a nation, we went into captivity. We did not get to enjoy our sons and daughters. Could I have walked up to my slave master and said, hey, this is my favorite boy right here. I don't really want him in the field. I want him in the house. Could I have told my master that? No, I don't want you to rape my daughter right here when she turned 12. I really want her to keep her virginity until she get a certain age. Could I have told my master that? No, I couldn't. These were things that were prophesied in the Bible that was going to happen. That's your history. Give me verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Read. And
they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
Okay, a sign. How do you know McDonald's? How do you know when you ride by an establishment, you know that that's a McDonald's? These curses shall be upon us for a sign and a wonder. This is prophesied in the Bible. All of these curses that we reading you right now are going to be a sign upon the children of Israel.
Right.
Ain't that who Moses was talking to? So these were upon us as a sign. Let's go to verse 68.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
The Lord's going to bring us into Egypt again. Remember where we were coming from, right? We were coming from Egypt. And according to that, we knew Egypt to be bondage. Let's read that so she can understand. This is what he meant by he was going to bring us, because we walked out of Egypt. Did we not walk out of Egypt? Moses grabbed us, we walked through the Red Sea, remember? So it's going to show you that he was using Egypt to represent bondage. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is synonymous with what? Bondage. All right, let's go back, read that again.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Who came on? Who went somewhere on ships? How did we get to this land? Was it a cruise ship?
No.
Did we have pina coladas?
No.
So what kind of ships were they? Slave ships.
That's right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
We have never saw our land again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
There, wherever these ships took us, we were going to be sold to our enemies. For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Is that not your history? Is that being taught in the Christian church that you're going to? Is that being taught in the school system you're going to?
Right.
But you know about Constantine and all of the Romans.
Right.
See, this is the history that was taken from you. Finish it.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Give me Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. This was prophesied that your heritage is going to be taken. There's some people over there right now calling themselves the Ashkenazi Jews, calling themselves your people. But we don't know that.
Right.
We think we're kings and queens of Africa.
Right.
That's not our land. We're from Jerusalem.
That's right.
That's the land God gave us. They tell us all these great facts. Oh, the oldest person of the world was found in Africa, so we can want to be from Africa.
Right.
So we can aspire to be from these lands. Our land is Jerusalem. That's why they took our land. They ain't over there trying to take Africa. They know what God gave us. Read.
Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
The Lord gave us this heritage. The Lord chose us. We didn't choose him. The Lord gave it to us, and he just told us we were going to discontinue from it. That's why we don't know who we are. Right now, when I asked you who you were, you said kings and queens from Africa. That's not what the Bible says. Read.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
All right. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. We're going to show you what God requires of us. Now we showed you who you are. So you're not a king and queen from Africa. You are an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
That's your heritage.
Right.
So from now on, don't let nobody lie to you ever again. We're going to show you a lot of these things you learn in the Christian church are lies. Let me tell you what God requires of you before you go. This is the last thing.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what that the Lord thy God required of thee.
Hey, y'all might want to hear this, man. Y'all Israelites and y'all don't even know it yet. We're trying to teach you your history that you're not learning in these school systems nor the churches. And we're showing you what God actually requires of you. What do God require of you? I know you don't know it, but it's not trying to clown you. I want to teach you. What does God require of you? Come talk to me. We ain't got to scream at each other. We can talk, man. Let's be dignified people. We ain't gonna hold you up long. I'm gonna show you what God requires of you, because this is not being taught in church. Y'all might want to hear too, man. What does God require of you? What do you think God requires of you? It's more than 10 commandments, but a good try to read that again, sir.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12.
We'll read it from the Bible itself.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord.
That's what God requires of us, to keep his commandments. So you was on the right path, but there's more than 10 commandments. Because if it was just 10, where in the 10 commandments that tell you not to be a homosexual?
Right.
So it's more than 10 commandments. Right. These are the things that the Christian church will teach you, but you ain't learning how to get to heaven. How do you love God? Do you think you love God? You love God, huh? How do you know you love God? Because you got a feeling on the inside, right? So that feeling makes you know you love God, right? Does the Bible say that? And the Bible been in our homes for how many years? See, we're learning from people who don't know the Bible.
That's right.
Well, you should buy into the Bible, because that's your history. I guarantee you know about Roman and Grecian history, don't you? Yeah. But you don't know your own history. And the Bible is the only book on planet Earth that'll give you your history.
I have one question that somebody told me. Countries, like you know, like 80, like they said that was not the name. God didn't name it. He actually gave us a name.
Are you Haitian? Yeah. Okay, well, it was really not Haitian according to God. You are from the tribe of Levi.
That's right.
But I'm saying, you got to think about this. Who called you Haitian? What's the farthest back memory you got of Haitian? Slavery, right? That's the farthest back you can go. And then from that point on, you don't know what happened. You don't know how you got there. That's right. Give me Jeremiah 17, verse 4.
Bring it out.
We're going to show you why you don't remember this. God gave us a heritage. We are all brothers and sisters. Everybody that's on this map right here, we are the children of the Most High. God had a special people he chose, and you are of that special people. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
You hear that? Remember, you say you don't remember beyond slavery, right? You don't know who your people was. You don't know what your people were doing. Read that again.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
The Lord told us we were going to discontinue from our heritage. We weren't going to know who we were. So only thing we know is what happened after slavery, which was after we were destroyed. You think you're going to come out of slavery and really know who you are? Know what you're supposed to be doing?
The other day, basically, some of us, you probably have like people that's from other countries.
Of course, well, this is who your brothers are according to the Bible. Now we're waking up to the truth. Right. I'm going to show you according to the Bible that you all are Israel. How did your people get to Haiti? And how did your people get, where you from? You American? American black, you are from the tribe of Judah. How did your people get to Haiti? How did your people get America? Oh, so how did y'all get to Haiti? Boats. Were they cruise ships?
Nah, they were slave ships.
Slave ships. So it wasn't a pleasurable experience, right? Well, let's read some of these curses that God promised us. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 1, verse 1. So you'll understand who's talking to who. See, I'm glad I called y'all. Because y'all gonna walk away from here not knowing who you were and never know. But because y'all stopped, y'all finna learn beyond today who you are. So when a pastor go to telling you some crap, you'll understand that he's full of crap because he ain't teach you who you are and what God requires of you. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who's talking to who? What people? Moses is talking to Israel, right? Yes. Y'all hear me? We're going over some history to teach you who your people are. Tell me where you from? What's your nationality? Oh, you all right, baby girl? And we ain't getting crazy. We're about to run into a hurricane. It's okay, but it's good you learning who you are and what God requires. God controls the storm. That's what you got to understand. Who are your people, sir? Come over here and tell me who you are according to the sign.
Judah.
You're from Judah? All praise God. Who was a Levite? Moses. Jesus is from the tribe of Judah. Yes. These are things that's not being taught to y'all. Read Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These be the words Moses spake unto all Israel. Let's see what Moses was telling Israel. Let's go to 28 verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15.
This is going to explain why we at the bottom. Why economically we don't own no businesses. Why our people are going to prisons at crazy rates. why our people are always suffering, why they're killing our people and they get away with it, why we went through slavery. It's going to be described like way when Moses was talking. This was us coming out of Egypt. This was way before we even got to America. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
When Moses got us out of Egypt, the first thing he did was he gave us some laws that God gave us. God said, I want to free my people out of Egypt. Now, when I get you out of Egypt, these are the laws I want you to follow. And I want you to be above all the people upon the face of the earth.
That's right.
But if you don't follow my laws, these are the curses that are going to befall you.
Right. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
If I go to California right now, and I look in the hoods, who am I going to find in the hoods? Who am I going to find in the hoods of New York? What about down there in Miami? We are cursed in the city.
That's right.
Who was in the field picking cotton to make America rich? These are curses that was given us way before we was even thought about.
That's right.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.